false or real lovers of God. Most of believers, even all, if I ask them this question, do you love Jesus? All of them, they will answer me, yes, I love Jesus. Even some people, they make t-shirts and hats written, I love Jesus. But the most important question I want to ask you, my friend, do you keep His commandments? I'm sure that most of believers, they will change their mind. They will hesitate to answer to this question. So you are a false lover of God, my friend. So the most important thing is to keep His commandments. The obedience to God and to love God is together, my friend. You can't separate them. So in Gospel of John, I want to read chapter 14, verse 15 and 21. If you love me, keep my commandments. He who has my commandments and keeps them, it is who loves me. And he who loves me will be loved by my Father, and I will love him and manifest myself to him. Why are in your life God doesn't manifest His works? You don't see the work of the Holy Spirit in your life. Why? Because you are not keeping His commandments, my friend. So obedience to God, it must be parallel with love of God. So you can't separate them, my friend. For that reason, you don't see the work of God in your life, because you are not keeping His commandments. God, Jesus, He promised that He will manifest Himself to him. If you keep His commandments, you will abide in His love. If you keep my commandments, you will abide in my love. Just as I have kept my Father's commandments and abide in His love. So my friend, if you want to abide in the love of Jesus, love of God, you must keep His commandments. So you must obey Jesus. The obedience to Jesus is the most important than to say to Him, I love you. So Jesus said to people, why you call me Rabbi, Rabbi, and you don't keep my commandments? So you are false lovers of God, my friend. If you want really to love God, you must keep first His commandments and obey Jesus. Jesus said, who wants to follow me, deny himself, take his cross, and follow me. By this we know that we love the children of God, when we love God and keep His commandments. So even if I want to say that I love God and love the children of God, I must keep His commandments to have a real lover of God. He who loves father or mother more than me is not worthy of me, and he who loves son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. Why Jesus, He asked, to be loved first before anyone in your life, my friend? Why He asked, you must love me more than anything, more than your father, your mother, more than children, son or daughter? Because sometimes you break the commandments of God because of people, because of your mother, because of your father. You must please them sometimes. So for that reason, you break the commandments of God if you love them more than Jesus. If they ask you something wrong or to go somewhere it's not good to go, so you break the commandments of God only for their love. So for that reason, you must keep commandments of God and love Jesus before everything, before anyone. For that reason, Jesus repeated to Peter many times. Why? Because after that the Lord breathed the Holy Spirit to the disciples, instead that Peter to take the disciples and go and preach people and pray, he took the disciples to the wrong way. Simon Peter said to him, "I'm going fishing." They said to him, "We are going with you also." They went out and immediately got into the boat, and the night they caught nothing. So this is when you break the commandments of God. For that reason, Jesus repeated to Peter many times, "Do you love me?" Because he broke the commandments of God. Jesus said to them, "Go and preach people and pray." But he took the disciples to fishing and they caught nothing. So if you want to have blessing in your life, my friend, if you want that God abides in you, you must first keep his commandments. So when they had eaten breakfast, Jesus said to Simon Peter, "Simon, son of Jonah, do you love me more than this?" He said to him, "Yes, Lord, you know that I love you." He said to him, "Feed my lambs." If you want to feed the lambs of God that gave you, preachers, pastors, if you want to see blessing of God, if you are not disqualified, you must first keep his commandments in your life. If you want to really to feed the lambs of God, so you must first keep his commandments. He said to him again, the second time, "Simon, son of Jonah, do you love me?" He said to him, "Yes, Lord, you know that I love you." He said to him, "Tend my sheep." He said to him the third time, "Simon, son of Jonah, do you love me?" He said to him, "Yes, Lord, you know that I love you." He said to him, "Tend my sheep." He said to him the third time, "Simon, son of Jonah, do you love me?" Peter was grieved because he said to him the third time, "Do you love me?" And he said to him, "Lord, you know all things. You know that I love you." Jesus said to him, "Feed my sheep. More assuredly, I say to you, when you were younger, you girded yourself and walked where you wished. But when you are old, you will stretch out your hands, and another will gird you and carry you where do you not wish." This he spoke, signifying by what death he would glorify God. And when he had spoken this, he said to him, "Follow me." So, my friend, the love and to follow Jesus is together. The obedience of God and keeping his commandment is together. So after Jesus, all these things he repeated, he said to me, "Follow me." And how he will glorify God. So if you want to have blessing, if you want to be filled by the Spirit, so you must first obey Jesus. So you will have the love of God in your life. So you can say, "I love Jesus." God bless you.